Hello everybody, I am here for day 8 of the Art Journal Advent 2025, and today's prompt is visibility. Okay, so what I'm going to do, or at least attempt to do, is to paint a landscape that is foggy. And I'm going to start out by using this Lyra stick. It's a graphite, no, it's not Lyra, it's a graphite stick. And I'm going to draw, just mark a horizon line lightly on this paper. Okay, so I'm going to do just some watercolor. I've got my watercolors out here. This brush wasn't clean well enough, so let's see what we can do now. Okay, so I've got water and I've got sky, and the sky hopefully is going to be a foggy sort of color. Let's see if this is too dark. It is. All right, we're going to put some more water in there. And maybe it's too brown as well, so let's try something else. I'm going to put some Payne's Gray over here and add water to that. And that shouldn't be so, it's not brown. That's my point. So I'm just doing some clouds here in the sky. There's going to be a sun right here that's clouded by this cloudy day. And there's some land, get a little bit darker right over here and right over here. This is just a rough sketch, so I'm not taking very long. I did put some watercolor ground on this yesterday or last night and let it dry overnight, so okay. So that's, and there's a little bit of blue up here, and a little bit of blue over here. And kind of through the clouds as well. I need to take this clip off, otherwise I'm going to have just a band of light. It's kind of a green sort of blue because I've got some green here on my palette, so let me bring out a little more blue. It's obviously going to be lighter as it dries. Okay, so the water is, there's a reflection, obviously, of the sky in the water. So the water itself is a murky sort of blue, gray, green. Okay. Now, if I had a lot of time to work on this, it would be better than it's going to be. And if I had better paper, I am of the opinion that the most important thing about watercolor is that you have good paper, good quality paper, 100% cotton. That's the most important thing. you can pretty much, I mean, you could paint a decent watercolor painting, maybe not for sale, but for, just yourself, by, using a very inexpensive set of watercolors. And brushes, you could, get by with some inexpensive brushes as well. Okay, so I'm going to add a bit more color to this land here. I should get my brush wet before I try to do anything with it. And there's some reflection of this land in the water, so it's dark. And water is not particularly flat. I mean, it has color variation in it. All right, so I want to put, I think I want to do a little bit of yellow in the sky down here where it's not so foggy. And that reflection will be in the water as well. And up here, it also will have, because the sun's right there, it's gonna have, because there's not a cloud right there, it's gonna have some light there. All right, so what I wanna do now is dry this. Soften this up a little bit by dabbing it with the paper towel. Okay, so I add some dimension to this brush. I didn't clean, it's stiff. It isn't one of my watercolor brushes anyway, but let's darken up the sky a bit underneath. Underneath the sky is what I was getting at. Now, were I doing this on watercolor paper, I would have probably used something to, I wouldn't have painted over where the sun is going to be. But I have this Dr. P.H. Martin Bleed Proof White. Which I'm just going to kind of add around. You talk to a lot of watercolorists and they will, say using white is a no-no. And maybe if you were doing a realistic sort of painting, maybe that would be a no-no. But you can mask it and use the paper as your white. And that might be what, someone who is really working on a realistic sort of painting might do, is to mask it and then paint around it and then rub the masking fluid off. The sun, because is going to be reflected, and we're going to have reflections of that light, of the lighter sort of color of the sky. Shape up my land a little bit better. Okay, let's see what else I want to do. Maybe I'm through with this. And the watercolor, as it dries, lightens. I'm going to add a little more color here. The watercolor ground and this paper, this inexpensive sketchbook paper, is warping and leaving puddles. All right, so let's try it again. I don't think I'm going to do any splatters on this today. This graphite stick, I'm going to turn it just a little bit so I can maybe get a straighter line. I wouldn't use pencil on my watercolor either, where I'm not in this situation that I'm in, with the quality of the paper and gonna use just a little bit more white. The yellow is too stark. Okay, I think I'm about done. I wrote out the word visibility, and I'm trying to decide. I think I tried this earlier and it wasn't coming out, but let's see what happens. Came out, but I think it's just a clump. I need to work on this top some. I like this glue because it dries fast, it dries clear, and it, you know, it was a quick, it's a good hold. Let me see if I can get this top off. I don't think it's gonna take more than what I've got with the strength in my hand. I'll have to soak it in water or something. So let's see what we've got. Well, let's put this down first. I've got some 3-in-1 glue here, which is overkill for this, but I don't want to put it down with a glue stick because I don't think it's going to stick well over top of this watercolor. Okay, so let's take these things away. So all we have is our page, and I had some color up underneath there, but that won't be a big deal, I don't think. I haven't looked to see what tomorrow's prompt is, but I should be able to work with that anyway. But I won't finally have any color left after I try to pick this up. Okay, so I think that's it. So thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you again tomorrow.